Clinton took my hands in his. I know, baby, and I'm sorry. I promise you, I will handle this. No one, not my mother, not anyone will ever take your place, he said, wiping my tears. 2 days later, afternoon sun blazed high in the sky as I grabbed my car keys, intending to go to the spa. I was already exhausted from everything that had been happening in the house, so I needed to clear my head. I stepped outside and froze. Mama was walking towards the house, a young, chubby lady beside her. I clenched my jaw. So she wasn't joking after all. Chloe, who had been sitting outside scrolling on her phone, sprang up excitedly. "Mama, you are back!" She rushed to meet them, throwing a quick glance at me before whispering something to the girl and laughing. Mama turned to me, a smug smile stretching across her face. "Sophie, meet Amaka. She's the kind of woman a man like Clinton deserves, fertile and obedient." Chloe folded her arms, smirking. "Don't worry, Sophie. When Clinton marries her, we will still allow you to stay in one room as a former wife." My blood boiled. I didn't say a word. I simply turned around, marched back into the house and locked the front door. Then I went to the back door and locked it too. My heart pounded in my chest, but I ignored it as I made my way to Mama and Chloe's room. Without thinking twice, I grabbed everything that belonged to them, their clothes, bags, shoes, everything, and dragged them outside. Clara, who had been reading in the living room, jumped up in shock. "Sophie, what are you doing?" I didn't answer. I was too furious. She followed me outside just in time to see Mama and Chloe's things land on the pavement. Mama gasped, taking a step forward. "Sophie, are you mad?" Chloe screamed. "You locked us out? You threw our things outside? Who do you think you are?" I took a deep breath, my voice shaking but firm. "I am the woman who built this house with her husband, and I will not allow another woman to enjoy my sweat." For the first time, Mama was speechless. Even Clara stared at me, half shocked, half impressed. I turned to her. "Clara, get inside the house unless you want to live with them." Chloe suddenly grabbed me from behind and landed a hot slap on my face. I saw red. No, not today. Before she could blink, I pounced on her. The rage that had been bottled inside me for months exploded. I dragged her by the hair, slapped, punched, and threw her to the ground. She screamed, but I didn't stop. I beat her like my life depended on it. Mama, still in shock, tried to interfere, but I shoved her back, sending her stumbling to the ground. I wiped the sweat off my forehead, breathing heavily. Then I pointed at them. "Call Clinton to send you transport fare because you are not spending another night in this house." Mama and Chloe just sat there, stunned. Without another word, I walked inside and locked the door. Clara was sitting on the couch, staring at me, her eyes wide. For a moment, she was silent. Then she shook her head and let out a small chuckle. "Sophie, you are not normal." I didn't answer. I was already heading to my room, waiting for Clinton to come back. I was scared of his reaction, but I had no regrets. Peace at last. The moment Clinton's car horn blared outside, my heart pounded. I was already waiting in the living room, prepared for whatever was coming. Chloe had wasted no time in calling Clinton after our fight, exaggerating and adding her usual lies. From the way she had screamed on the phone, anyone listening would think I had used a bottle to break her head. When Clinton arrived, he was furious. He barely made it to the door before he noticed Amasa standing timidly outside. His eyes darkened as he turned to Mama. "So, you still insisted on bringing another woman into my house?" Mama, looking defensive, opened her mouth to speak, but Clinton didn't let her. "Is that why Sophie beat you up?" His voice was sharp. "Because if that's the reason, you deserve it." Chloe and Mama's mouths dropped. He turned without another word and tried to open the door. Inside, Clara and I had been sitting silently. As soon as she saw him, Clara stood up and unlocked the door. Clinton walked in, his face hard, his mood unreadable. I greeted him softly, but he barely responded. His voice was low, distant. I could tell he was processing everything. After a few minutes, he walked back outside, reached into his pocket, and pulled out bundles of cash. He handed them to Mama and Chloe. "Get inside my car. I'm taking you to the park." I sat still, watching everything unfold.
I didn't know what to think of Clinton's reaction. Mama, Chloe and Amaka reluctantly entered his car. Their faces twisted with anger and shame, but they had no choice. When they finally left, I let out a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. Clara, who had been observing me, nudged my arm. "Don't worry," she said softly. "You did the right thing. I mean what every woman in your shoes would do, and I'll talk to my brother." I nodded, still unsure of what Clinton was really thinking. To distract myself, Clara and I went into the kitchen to prepare dinner. An hour later, Clinton returned. He washed his hands, sat at the dining table, and quietly ate his food. Then, without looking up, he finally spoke. "Sophie, I'm not angry at you for beating Chloe. I don't know what she did, but I know my sister very well. I know how she can be. But fighting my mother too? That's a big disrespect to me." He raised his head, his eyes locking onto mine. "What really happened?" I opened my mouth to explain, but Clara beat me to it. "Brother, Sophie didn't fight Mama. She only fought Chloe after Chloe slapped her. Mama only fell because she was trying to interfere." Clinton's expression softened. Slowly, he turned to me. "I'm sorry, Sophie," he said, his voice quiet. "I know it hasn't been easy for you these past 4 weeks. You've been through a lot because of my family." I stared at him, shocked. I had expected anger, a fight, maybe even a threat to break up with me, but instead he was apologizing. I could feel the weight on my chest lifting. Clinton sighed, rubbing his forehead. Then he turned to Clara. "You," he pointed at her. "You are following me to the office tomorrow. You need to start getting busy." Clara's eyes widened before she broke into a grin. The tension in the house finally melted away. And just like that, peace returned to my home.